Just like you migrated from the eastern part of our country to the west, like people move, birds and animals move too. And then you know who else comes in that migrates? The salmon come up from the ocean into our streams. And when they come up into our streams, they die, but Mother Nature has a plan. Nothing is wasted because as they die, along comes Mr. Raccoon and Mrs. Raccoon and Mr. Fox and Mr. Badger and Mr. Weasel, and they have some salmon for lunch. And then when the eggs hatch into little salmon, they stay here for 1 year and then they migrate out to the ocean. Now hold up 4 fingers because they're gone for 4 years, and then they come back right to the place where they were born.
That was beloved environmental educator Elizabeth Williger doing what she does so well, teaching the next generation of young people to connect and care about nature, wildlife, and the environment. Since the 1950s, Mrs. T, as she was affectionately known, recognized that the key to reducing the human impact on the environment was to teach children to love nature.
My name is Rachel Griffiths, and I am on the squirrel team, the raccoon team, the bat team, and the skunk team. Oh, I remember going to WildCare as a little kid. It was Boyd Museum at that time. So we used to love to go there and walk around and see all the animals, and then go inside and see the taxidermied animals. And it was Williger Center for a little while too. When I was probably 8 or 10 years old, going for walks in Tiburon with her. So I have loved animals throughout my whole life. What do I love about being a foster? Not a lot of babies survive in the wild. So during their first year, it's a very low percentage live. So when you're releasing them, you're just hoping, did I do everything to prepare you? Probably like your kids. Did I prepare you for the world? And to be able to do that, to have an animal that someone cared enough to bring it to WildCare, and then I'm able to take care of that baby long enough to see it released into the wild. To me, that's the most important thing.
Hi, my name is Jacqueline Lewis. I'm the Assistant Director of Hospital Programs at WildCare, and I manage the Hungry Owl Project. I loved WildCare growing up. I did grow up going to summer camp for 5 years, I believe. I remember doing necropsies in the museum and just eating lunch, sitting in the courtyard with the ambassadors, and just being in the presence of all these animals was so special for me. And meeting people, and everyone was so nice and so excited to teach us. And going out, I remember going out on the nature hikes and learning so much every day. It was the highlight of my summer every year. I think that my experiences at WildCare gave me a sense of purpose. I think that it changes your perception of living with wildlife. Those lives are important and they matter, and we have to do everything we can to protect them. And that stuck with me when I was younger, and I just decided when I was 18, this is where I need to be and this is what I want to do.
I'm Amy Tan, and I am a writer of novels and memoirs and children's books. I am also a big lover of birds. I like to draw them. Being a passionate bird person, the name WildCare comes up all the time on the groups on Facebook. I also found out when people said, oh, don't bother to take a bird to rehab because they won't take starlings or they won't take a house sparrow. And I thought, and then they said they will at WildCare. They don't turn down any bird or other animals. The reason why I love that philosophy is that it shows a respect for life and that we don't discriminate who's better than others. And I think it's a philosophy too that should be part of humankind, a humanitarian posture.
For nearly 50 years, people from all over the Bay Area and beyond have been bringing injured and orphaned wild animals to WildCare's highly specialized wildlife hospital for emergency care and rehabilitation. Today we treat over 3,500 animals every year from over 200 different species. Most cases are a direct result of human interaction and our ongoing encroachment into wildlife habitat. Through WildCare's Wildlife Hospital, our public outreach and advocacy work, and through our comprehensive nature education programs for children based on Mrs. T's wonderful and engaging teaching methods, WildCare continues Mrs. T's legacy of teaching people to love and live well with wildlife, and we hope to do so for many generations to come.
WildCare is a lot about kids, educating kids, getting them excited about nature, caring for animals, and they get to see that you don't make distinctions between which animals are more important. And that is simply to say that all lives are important. And in nature you see lives everywhere. I love that part about it too, that we are fostering by our own behavior the respect for life, the love for life that kids can take on in the future, and that they can be the stewards of nature in the future.